Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to 2023. It is very important that we start the year facing the truth. Very important. I mean, prior to the end of the year, there's always a period of self-reflection, and your ability to self-reflect depends on your level of honesty, your level of self-honesty. Because remember, the way that you see the world is the way that you see yourself, and the way that you see yourself is the way that you see the world. So if you can read the world correctly, it's because you can read yourself correctly. And the key ingredient for this perspicaciousness is self-honesty. It's honesty, basically. Being able to arrive at what is important, being able to pick out from a stream of information or stream of sensorial inputs what is important, what is the value in what it is that I'm perceiving. And that's how you're able to see yourself, or you're able to see the world. Now, I'm promoting my podcast, the Ingress of Pluto into Aquarius, that starts on March 23rd, 2023. And it's a paid podcast, but I have, as part of the promotion, I have introduced a snippet, about 2 to 3 minutes of what the podcast contains as promotional. You can listen to it right after this short statement of mine. Now, I want you to listen to the podcast, listen to the preview, right? It's just about 2-3 minutes long. It comes immediately after this statement I'm giving. And then you'll need to go to my website to subscribe. The details are in the video description. You just need to subscribe to the website, where you get access to all the free content on YouTube, plus exclusive content which I don't share on YouTube. The key primary content which I have, I'm no longer going to share on YouTube, and the reason is because some of it is very controversial, very personal. If you want to have access to it, you need to subscribe to my website. It's about $29.99. That's about $29.99. It's for a month. But with access to that type of information, you can stay ahead of the curve. You really need to know what's going on. And like I said, that level of perspicaciousness it's all around you in a sense, but you need a level of self-honesty to be able to see it. Now, I hope you enjoy the podcast. I hope you subscribe to the podcast. It's Pluto's Ingress into Aquarius starts March 23rd, 2023, all the way to January 2024. That's just the Ingress. By January 2024, Pluto would have finally entered into Aquarius permanently. It's between March 23rd, 2023 and January 2024. Pluto is going to be going back and forth. So it's going to go into Aquarius for the first 2 degrees or so, or maybe 1 degree, and then retrograde back into Capricorn. And it will do this, I think, twice before finally moving into Aquarius. Now, the reason for this retrograde motion, obviously, is we as human beings, we simply cannot accept change when it just comes at us full steam like that. We need time to adjust. And that's what the retrograde motion really is. It's an adjustment period where we first get introduced to a particular idea. It's shocking. And then we retreat from that idea because it's scary. We basically go back into what we are familiar with. We run for the hills, basically, safety. And then gradually, because that is the persistent new reality, gradually we begin to acclimatize to, and this is something that has begun since 2020. It didn't just start now. This closeness to Aquarius has already been in the works. Now, that should already give you an insight into what the kind of changes that are to be expected. But the podcast really is for those who are not too sure of what those changes are supposed to be. You can feel the vibes. You can definitely feel that something is happening in the world, but you're maybe not quite sure what it is. Ever since the start of 2020, this vibe has been in the air, and the intensity is growing. Now, what I'm saying is that starting March 23rd this year, the intensity goes to a whole new level. And in order to understand what that whole new level is, you need to listen to the podcast, because Pluto's ingress into Aquarius as far as I am concerned, is the official start of the Age of Aquarius, which is essentially the definition of reality for the next 2,000 years. And it always starts with a phenomenon, you know, that signifies the transition between the ages. Everyone alive today is basically opportuned to witness this, because most people will spend their lives within the ages. But we, our generation, is alive today. We are now with the opportunity to witness the transition between ages. It's a momentous time to be alive, and through that, we're going to come to understand things that we basically had no idea of prior. So I urge you to listen to the podcast, the preview that comes after this statement, and then to go to my website. Details are all in the description. Go to my website, subscribe for $29.99. You'll get access to the full podcast, which is about 90 minutes long. And with other material, there's a ton of material, new material on my website that you won't find on YouTube. So go to my website, subscribe. It's all automated. You pay, you get access immediately, and you can start listening to the podcasts. I hope you enjoy it. If for anything, it's bound to be very revealing. Alright, here comes the preview. You see, can't really move forward with it because of the Piscean fugue, the Piscean fog. Don't really understand what it's saying, so it appears mysterious. In Aquarius, all these things, all these mysteries will disappear. The fog will clear. Things like religion, they will disappear completely. Those are part of the Piscean fog. So that's why nobody's really sure, clear what religion is talking about. People are always debating and quarreling and fighting and all these things. So another important thing that will clear in the Age of Aquarius is the nature of who God truly is. Because God is not a religious concept. It just has looked religious simply because that's all Pisces was able to give. Human beings have really messed up with the Age of Pisces because that aspect of human nature, the part that is the Piscean vibration, which is the highest possible vibration, which is the highest possible resonance state of the human consciousness, of the human mind. Because it makes you aware of all the supernatural aspects of reality, what you consider to be supernatural, because they're so high in what they are, the human mind cannot grapple with them. And so we spiritualize them, we turn them into fairy tales or things like that. It's truly the age of Pisces is truly out of this world as a phenomenon. The human mind is not easily capable of understanding what Pisces is all about. So we tend to restrict it to only the imaginative faculties. But in Aquarius, like I said, the pressure from all the details of Pisces begin to reduce. And so the mind is better able to grapple with these things. And that creates a sense of self-awareness that is deeper, because it allows us to reduce certain things and to investigate certain concepts much more deeper, to be able to see right to the essence of what they're talking about. And it is in this way that all of humanity will change. All the systems that we have built with the fog of Pisces, because you have to understand that every human being has been perceived as Piscean, so every human being is like a fog. People don't see themselves clearly, and they don't see each other clearly. So they don't see how to achieve they have not seen how to achieve the merits of Pisces, which is a total unification into oneness. And so instead of that unification occurring, the world was divided, fragmented, which is the exact opposite of what the energy is supposed to be. And that's why the Age of Aquarius is now very dangerous, because humanity is not prepared for that level of self-consciousness that is Aquarius. Because in Aquarius, it's like the fog clears in the mind, and you see everything that has been done for the last 2,000 plus years. you see the level of stupidity. It's like, and some people think it's just a little bit of examination, or like reflecting on your life. No, it's like when you look at those who you consider to be primitive Stone Age people or hunter-gatherers, how do you feel about their behavior? You look down on them because, oh, these were very primitive people. You know, compare the stones they were using for tools to your everyday laptop that is able to, you know, to your sophisticated 21st century electronics. But that's exactly what it is. When 2,000 years from now, you're looking at how humanity has lived the last 2,000 years, and you'll be filled with disgust. Most people will, you know, because what have we done? And that's the examination for the beginning of that change starts from next year when Pluto goes into Aquarius.